Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play those karmic themes to help you understand why your person's doing what they're doing, to understand why this person has come into your life, why the universe brought this person into your life, what is the spiritual significance, and what you need to do to shape shift the energy. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you get to be with the person. What it means is that you avoid negative karmic consequences. And when you avoid negative karmic consequences, again, you wind up quantum jumping into a reality that is much better than you could have ever imagined because the universe rewards you. And the universe always rewards us when we heal, because its mission is to help us evolve back into our God-given energy, which is unconditional love, the energy of the universe, right? And unconditional love. We all have that inside of us. We might not have it for the same people or the same situations and the same experiences. However, we have the energy inside and we can empathize with other people because we have gone through similar experiences a lot of times as well. So it's again that energy of unconditional love is the energy that allows us to manifest our heaven on earth. When we're spiritually blocked, it just means that we have psychological and emotional blockages, and these blockages are held in the body as stress. They prevent the energy from flowing. The chi is oxygen. Well, it's also spirit because spirit is God. It's ubiquitous and its job is to be able to flow through us, to work through us, right? So when we are in the energy of our higher self, we're tapped into our intuition. We have claircognizance, which is, I don't know how I know, I just know. We have clairsentience, which is I feel. So again, we're actually embodying the energy of spirit when we are tapped in to those energies. Again, but you have to be a clear conduit for spirit to work through in order to receive the divine guidance a lot of times. Not in every area, but this is why it's important that you listen to and go to the right types of psychics. Because if a psychic is blocked up in a certain area, they're going to read from that level of perception, their level of perception. And that's why it says that readings are bad in the Bible, but really not when we use them as a tool to help us evolve into our higher state of consciousness. Spirit wants us to use everything to help us get there, because it's only has one mission. And that mission is that we are the expression of itself, of God, which is unconditional love. And that's by doing whatever we want to do, by giving and receiving of love through your free will. However, when we are blocked up, we feel that we are not deserving, we don't know how, we don't know what our path is. We want to search for love and that fulfillment outside of ourselves. And that actually keeps us blocked and reliving the same type of karmic themes. So the readings have obviously a therapy style to them to help you understand why, but most importantly, to help you heal from the effects of trauma. Because when we don't heal the energetic imprint, we become a magnet for more energies that resemble that energy. All right. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you gotta like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. Lately, I've been pulling two cards, one from my deck, the Psychic Soul Healer Oracle deck, 68 cards in the deck, titled under Transpersonal Psychology, to help you transcend the limitations of your mind, right? We go through experiences that make us perceive that we're limited, like that there's something wrong with us sometimes, inadequate, so we have to integrate those aspects of ourselves, those shadows, in order to find our gifts, in order to really, feel connected to our higher self and to feel connected to people and humanity, right? That's what it's about. All right, so let's see what the word of the video is. Now, the word of the video is determination. I'm going to pull one more card. Even though I'm already getting intuition about it, but sometimes there's a few meanings, um, attachment. Well, there is a lot going on here, as I said, and that's why I didn't say what I felt first. I feel like, first of all, you are in your path and you've come to a place within your evolution that you're like, I know what I'm worth, I know what I'm deserving of, and I'm actually seeing how many people have disrespected and disregarded me. This is where you are, Scorpio. You're like, this is what I see. I also see that I only have so much time, energy, focus, and money. So the way that you manifest is through your resources, which again are the time, energy, focus, and money. It's like the magician card. You have everything that you need to manifest. However, having the wrong people in your environment are like you wind up a lot of times inheriting the negative karmic consequences. And what you see is for a long time that you were surrounded by people, whether that was family and then ex-lovers, friends, just people that got triggered by your success. So they like to keep you small. And I feel like you're determined to find success. You are determined to become financially lucrative. You are like just in your energy, like really determined. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what happens. You never fall away from your path. And this is what people see, that they don't even have an inch to get in anywhere because the priority is what it is that you're doing. Now, you're also surrounded by people that have a problem with this. I feel like you used to give a lot of energy and time, utilize your resources to benefit other people, to help other people, but it benefited other people. And this is how it hurt you. So you're taking back your power. You're taking back your resources. So of course you have a lot of people angry over here. And I feel like that's family. I feel like it's old friends. I feel like it may be a karmic, so it's a bunch of people. It's not one person, which it happens. Again, if we were born into a family with ancestral karma, where the parents were angry, where the parents had addictions, where the parents were imbalanced, and you inherited that, you would not know what you're worthy of. So understand it's normal to go out into the world and find things that interest you and understand when you feed those things, it opens up a world. And I feel like that happened for you. And so you have a lot of people that are angry because they're having to look at you differently. And it just triggers them because they have to look at themselves now. And again, and they feel very uncomfortable. And they also know how they treated you. And I think for a long time they didn't think that you really cared or understood or, you know, where I think that you always understood, you just turned the other cheek. You did what you had to do. It's like you weren't, in charge of the family that you were born into. You might have dealt with a relationship because you lived with the person or you were dependent on that person a little bit. So again, this is why you're so determined to stand on your own 2 feet. This is why, because you've never gotten good results. People have always used that against you. Like you've always had to pay twice as much for the little bit that the people gave. And so again, taking back your power. Now, I feel like there's also somebody that has an attachment to somebody else, but really the person, again, a karmic, that's more in attachment to your person. I don't believe that your person, I believe your person is avoidant, that they don't even want to be with that karmic. However, it's like they're used to that person and they do very little to get out of it. And again, I feel like they thought that you were going to like rescue them out or that the connection was going to, override your purpose almost. And what this person sees is that you're pouring into yourself and that you're going to leave them behind. So this is making a person feel very, again, the person that's tapped into you very have a lot of anxiety and is making the person that's attached to them very angry, very, very angry. So what we see is that there were a lot of people that are around you that lived imbalanced. And they created balance by utilizing your energy to the point that this person that's connected to you, that thinks about you, but has someone that's connected to them, thought, well, you were going to come in and rescue them because they saw how giving you were. They saw how much empathy and sensitivity you had. And what they're seeing is that a different version of you. So that's why I said there's a lot going on. Again, a lot of obsession. Again, everybody is thinking about you. So you're going to feel a lot of energy on you because, hey, you have power. You have power, and people didn't see you as being this way. They saw you as being weak. They saw you as the doer, the giver. Again, someone that should just give their energy and not really have an identity. So again, the fact that you're showing the fact that you have an identity, well, again, it's creating a lot of turbulence in the environment. I feel like you were disassociated from the trauma for a long time. And again, that trauma, when you were brought up in an environment where you're made to feel like there's something wrong with you, like you're not good enough, unworthy. And, it's a bunch of lies and illusions that you lived in order for people to be selfish. They disrespected you. So now you don't trust these people and you're very intolerant of it. So you're not inviting these people back into your life. Now, as far as the karmic, let's see how they made you feel. Lies. It's like you felt like this person, like you don't even know who they are. Because first of all, they acted like they were single and or if they were getting out of a relationship, but there was certainly no emotional connection whatsoever. And what you're seeing is that that person is more comfortable sitting there with somebody attached to them instead of doing what they need to get out of their situation. And also you felt like this person acted like they cared a lot. I feel like this was a past life karmic mate that felt a lot like a soulmate twin flame, where you gave a lot of your energy. So again, and then the more that you like looked into this person, to see why they weren't really giving you the same amount of energy, your intuition was going off at the same time that this person was with you, knowing that something was off, but you couldn't really put your finger on it. And then what happened is the more lies that you saw, and really it's like I feel like this person has a hard time letting go of the past. And so they stay connected to that person almost like, well, if all else fails, and but in that it keeps them stuck to the fears associated with it. So it manifests in chaos in the relationships because they obviously can't be in a normal relationship with a karmic attached to them. Even if they're saying, I don't love that person, I don't give energy to that person. No one wants that. And I feel like for you, you also had a hard time of letting go of the past and the fears associated with it. So you just manifest like people that create chaos in the relationship, that creates a lot of stress. And you know that. You know that because of the trauma that you grew up with, that you see that fragmented energy still playing out within your relationships. This is why you're so determined to say, I'm not letting anyone into my life right now. That if you did not give me equal energy, if you did not respect me, if you did not make me feel like a human being. Like you tried to make me feel less than. You tried to make me feel as if I should, like give up my power, my energy, allow you to disrespect me for your comfort. If you did that, I don't want you in my life. It's like I feel like you took it for a long time, and that energy still shows up within your life, like selfish people. And so it's almost like, for whatever reason, I'm almost feeling like it's an end of an era when you're saying goodbye to all these people. That's what I feel like, because you're stepping into a new life. You're determined to make it happen for you. And I feel like it's creating a lot of anxiety for people because people see it. You had enough of this person's manipulation, their bad temper when they didn't get their way. Their temper might not be yelling at you, but it's sarcastic, it's passive aggressive. Again, the underlining energy is to make you feel less than, non-deserving, not that important, which is the same energy as this family. Now, mind you, for some, it could be your family, your immediate family that you grew up with, and then you got married to somebody, and then their family did it. And now here it is, you meet somebody else, and here it is that you're starting to see where you went wrong, what you did wrong. And so you're doing things completely different. So no one really knows how to approach you. They just know you're judging them. You're like, you judged me. You thought that I didn't have feelings or emotions, and the feelings and emotions that I did have, you judged them. Well, now I'm judging you for everything that you did, because now you're like in your power. Your things are happening for you. People, and if they haven't happened, they're about to happen, and people are seeing it. And people are saying, wow, your life is going to look too good. Your life is too good. Your life, like, again, they saw you through their distorted perceptions. They projected their wounds, their hurts about really their own dysfunction onto you. And that's why, again, you were always made to feel the give to those people, but it was keeping you stuck in a place of limitation where you feel like, again, and this person also is like needs constant attention. Otherwise, they get irritated and they get jealous if the attention isn't on them. So you're like the constant reinforcement that you had to give to this karmic as well in order for them to actually act decent. And actually, this person wanted to be like, pampered. They wanted to be uh, like, again, almost like you to reassure them so much and like give so much of your energy. But if you're giving your energy to them, then again, the energy is not going to you. So whether or not, again, it goes back to whether or not someone's going to try and drain you emotionally, where now, again, they're emotionally handicapped or they're emotionally, broken. Like you're not that person's therapist. The old version of you would have, taken the time and said, I would have wanted this for me, but what you realize is that no one ever did it for you. So it's not about you doing it for this person. If you want to do it, then go do it on a big scale. It's like if you become a therapist and get paid for it, have the equal give and take reciprocity. Otherwise, what's going to happen is that this person wants you to come like and pamper them. And like I said, and to the point that after a while, they won't respect you either, and they'll leave you because, hey, you know, you're giving all this to me. What kind of life is exciting? This life isn't exciting. Your life is me. Your life is pampering me, and I don't really like me that much. I don't fill my own cup up enough. You were supposed to do that, and so you're giving 100% of yourself, but I'm not interested, and the person gets disposed of. That's what happens. And you saw that. You were like, I already know this jam, and it ain't mine. It's like this is your jam. You want to come in and get all the attention and but then I can't do what I'm doing. It takes me off my path. So again, this person wants to delay you, hold you up again till they're ready, like as if they have some part in whatever you're doing, which they don't. So again, this self-righteous and self-entitled energy is also the energy that you're like, yeah, I've dealt with this energy more than one time. When people, it's almost like I should have it. So that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a lot of people that are saying, why should you have it? And for some of you, I feel like you're getting an inheritance, and those people are really pissed off. They're like, why should you get everything? And the people that are actually like, I mean, like just putting obstacles in your way to try to prevent you from really receiving what's due to you because, hey, I didn't view you that way. I viewed you as stupid. I viewed you as less than me. I viewed you, and now why are you showing me this different version of you? So I can't even come in and pretend to be your friend now. No, because you're wise to it. You're wise. You're like, you already showed me your cards. I'm not interested and I'm determined to get to my mission, to achieve my goal. I'm not asking for permission. I'm just getting up and taking what's mine. That's my spiritual sovereignty. You know this. You're like, no one's going to stop me. So again, and you're like, because of that, you're like, and I'm tired of being the bad guy. Like I'm the bad guy in the picture because I'm not becoming subservient to you. And that's again that self-righteous energy. Like you're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do it. Like, we're better than you. And I believe this karmic just mirrored the same type of energy. And that's why I'm saying, when you reach your destination and you accomplish your goal, it's the end of this energy. And then these people know it too. And they see it. And they don't want you to have your win. They don't want you to have that. But no one can take what's yours. That's written in the Bible that it says no one can take what's yours, only you can take what's yours. Remember that by letting people manipulate, gaslight, by you feeling bad for someone else, because they'll try and make you feel bad. Then they'll come in as a friend, some of them, and try and make you feel bad and try and make you not do what's best for you. Look back at the loyalty, look back at the respect, look back and understand no one helped you get to where you are. And so again, people are always going to get triggered when you level up. It's again because it activates their wounds because I didn't view you this way. And again, look at my life. Why do you have that? So it stirs up a lot of jealousy where you might say, well, why do I have to keep dealing with this? And Spirit says, because you haven't dealt with this energy. You've avoided it. You've ran from it. You were always afraid of it. This is about you standing in your truth and handling it differently. You're to be an expression of unconditional love. If run cowardly is not that, where you might have ran from it, tried to avoid it, where spirit's saying, no, this is about really setting your boundaries, and people are not going to like it. And you don't tap into their anger. Look at where you want to go. Don't look at what they're going to do because they're going to do it but no one can take what's yours. Are you emotionally going to get caught up in it? Or are you going to stand in your truth and say, I know what I'm deserving of? You know, use your powerful voice, Spirit saying. Again, boundaries. Understand, Spirit seek the wisdom and prayer, but also have open dialogue. Like understand that, you're saying, you're asking for wisdom, so you're always coming from the higher self. Understand it's not going to make them like you any better. You're not coming from that higher self, the God part of self, for them. You're doing it for you. so that when after you walk away from taking what's rightfully yours, and for then that's a career, that's an inheritance, that's a job offer, that's whatever it is that's going to take you into this new life away from everyone, you won't feel guilty because you said, I did it in the right way. I am allowed to love myself enough to have the life that I want, not what other people tell me. It's like no one has control. So, and this is what Spirit says, I'm with you all the time. The higher self, the God part of self is inside of you. It's the deity part of self. Quiet your mind. Take the time out to meditate, to pray about situations, have an open dialogue with the higher self. The universe is always listening. It's like you have to believe, understand, because these people want to control you. That's what it is. They just want to control. So, and the only thing that they can do is try to manipulate. Walk away, protect yourself. Don't feel bad. Spirit says, you already know. You already know. Understand. Um, this is about Spirit saying like you're gonna meet somebody else as well because it's a divine union is going to come into your life shortly after you're on your path. And so Spirit is saying for your healing, because this person did not bring love. This past person did not bring love. This is why they're freaking out. They know that they deserve, that you deserved a lot more. It's again, you read between the lines with everybody. Yeah, everyone's coming in and pretending to be all sorry and pretending to be, different people, born again, whatever it is that they're claiming to be, drank the miracle water, whatever. Like, I mean, some epiphany. Well, read between the lines. Were you there? Did anyone help you get to where you are? How were those people when you didn't have anything? How were those people in Spirit saying it's again, read between the lines. It's like it'll expose exactly why everyone's doing what they're doing. They like what's going on for you. And when you're having a good life, when people didn't think that. So now everyone wants a piece again, especially this person that had that epiphany. They're seeing, wow, you're my person because you're the whole package. How do they know? They didn't give you time. How do they know? Because of what they perceive? That doesn't mean anything. Relationships is something that happened over time. And when you were on your path, they didn't want, again, you were boring. You were too much busy in your work and again, focused on you, pouring into you. You didn't want to play their game. You weren't going to chase them and fall all over them and make them feel like, oh, you're so desirable. So they had to go and, play games. Now they're shocked. And they're shocked because they want like almost like a renewal because they had this epiphany. But, and that's why they're consumed and they're jealous. And again, and they have a lot of chaos going on inside of them because you're not bothered. You don't care. You're like I'm like walking into like again, look, a new passage. And yes, it's going to take courage. It's going to take courage, but Spirit is saying like it's time to explore the unknown. It's like you're walking, it's a new life. It's a new life. It's the end of the chapter. You learned the spiritual lesson. So again, in that, you do leave these people behind because again, they didn't build the relationship. The relationship that they built with you was one where you were subservient. And people are creatures of habit. So when people treat you bad for a really long time, just because a lot of time goes by that you don't have those people in your life, doesn't mean that they changed. It means a lot of times they think that they're coming back to the same old you. What you're showing these people without them even coming back is I'm not the same me. I am not. These people changed you in a way that you will never go back to. They robbed that, when you first meet someone, it's exciting and there's an innocence, especially when you have a connection, you're like, oh, like you feel like that energetic connection, you get excited, you feel butterflies, you want to know. And this person that, again, the karmic jaded how you see them, and really, these people, like, you'll never see them any different either because they're comfortable. So they're going to come in with their tears. They're going to come in like expecting. Spirit says, do not hold on to anger. Do not hold on to resentment, because that clogs you up. But, you know, stay on your path. You already know. You already know. Continue to be determined. They're going to be reaction. Again, they're going to be, critical of you. But understand, like, your path is timeless. Like, nothing's going to stop in its way. These people are deluded. And now, again, remember, they're going to act like the victim and they're going to try to act aggressive. But it's all manipulation. It's nothing else. It's absolutely nothing else. They can't do anything. So remember, your choice of focus is your greatest tool. And we ask what else? Spirit says, again, look at this. This is time for busting chains, releasing the limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. You're freeing yourself. See, when you, again, change the way that you think, which is, I am deserving of the life I want. I do have purpose. I'm not here by mistake. I'm here by God's design. It's my spiritual sovereignty to be able to create the life that I want. It's like, and that I did the right thing. I'm deserving of it. I don't need to apologize for it. And if I need to fight for it, well, then I'm going to fight for it. And that's what Spirit is saying. That's right. It's busting those chains that keep you limited. Again, because only you can keep you there. And you've been keeping yourself there. Now, mind you, you were born into a family that taught you that. But we've come to a place within the evolution, your evolution, where you're, again, a warrior of light, which means that you had to, again, like fight to get to where you are, warrior, right, of light. So you have mission, you have purpose. And the Spirit's saying, use your passion to fight for what you believe in, stand your ground. This is because Spirit's saying they're not going to make it easy. Everyone's going to be yelling at you. Everyone's going to, so again, don't talk to them. Talk to my lawyer if there's a lawyer, or this isn't up for discussion. Block their phone number. Do what you need to do to save your peace. Your choice of focus. Surround yourself with a lot of friends during that time. Don't be bothered. Understand the way that they weren't bothered. This is what it looks like to serve karma. Don't stand there and look. Oh, you're suffering. Don't say that. Like, again, what you're doing is you're just giving them the same energy back, which is when I was suffering and you didn't care. Like you didn't help me. You didn't care, and so I don't care because I only have so much time, energy, focus, and money. And, if I doing right by me, you perceive hurt to you, well, then you weren't doing what you needed to do for you. You're still looking for me to do for you. And this is what Spirit said, you had to take your power back. That's why you got it was coming from all angles for you. Bold action. Take big steps that push you out of your comfort zone. Act decisively. So understand it might not feel good. Healing doesn't feel good, especially if you were conditioned in an environment to guilt you, to make you, again, Spirit saying, take bold action, take big steps. It's not going to feel good in the beginning, but again, you're stepping into a new vibration. And part of you is so used to being conditioned to think about other people's feelings because your emotional survival was dependent on it, and now it's not. That's the difference, is what Spirit says. So we have to see why did you attract this person into your life? We did that a little bit backwards um, today, but again, there's no mistakes in spirit land. So um, we'll see what needed to be really integrated. Water, again, water represents your emotional center and your passion center and your unique individuality, who you perceive you are. How do you find balance in your life? It's the balance center. It's how you go with the flow of life. It's the birthing center, again, to manifest. So I believe that that was blocked. And again, so you might have been more emotional sometimes, but people were able to manipulate through your emotions because you were, again, raised in an environment that you were manipulated you to give up your energy and you didn't realize it. You didn't know it. When you have a narcissistic parent, they do that. When you grow up in an alcoholic family, it happens. When you grow up in a drug addiction family, any real codependency, because again, the household doesn't function without you giving more of yourself, which means then you can't create yourself. Then you're looking at yourself as if there's something wrong with you, and meanwhile, the environment is what's holding you back. It's the environment that creates your reality because you form habits and behaviorisms that are in alignment with those perceptions. So again, being around people that tell you you're not good enough, that there's something wrong with you, perceive that there's something wrong with you. Maybe you had a learning disability, and again, you were seen as stupid. Maybe again, there's so many different scenarios, but the whatever it was, it made you perceive that whatever the environment was telling you was true because you perceived it about yourself. Like, I am stupid because I have a learning disability, or like, I'm really not lovable because every person that dates me, like, leaves me, or whatever it was that enabled them to have all that control. It affected, again, the water element, which understand that you might have trouble with your kidneys, you might have, someone that gets bladder infections all the time, someone that, again, will have prostrate, ovarian issues, menstrual issues. Like you see it eventually manifest. So again, a young girl that has really severe period cramps. Again, it's because their energy is being like stuffed down. It's they're not able to really freely express themselves. Again, that flow, energy needs to flow, and when we're, stifled, oppressed, you know, you didn't get the physical touch, which is, I always associate that with emotion. Like when someone touches you and holds you and again tells you that things are going to be okay. The physical touch is associated with the emotional support, which again is that second chakra. So we see again that water element where it wasn't able to flow. So again, feel like not good enough, feel like not loved, feel like not worthy. That's the energy. Children need emotional support. They need to be praised for the things that they do right. And they need to be not severely punished when they do something wrong. They need to be taught, however. So growing up with a parent that beat the crap out of you every time that you did something wrong, to the point that, you were terrified, it would also create that. um, loner. Then you became a loner. So you became very intuitive, but it meant, well, I like a lot of time by myself. It's like where I like to go and explore and find things where I feel like you became like a loner because you had trust issues after growing up in that environment. And unfortunately, because you had trust issues, you attracted people that are not trustworthy. Again, what heals that is that second chakra. Again, that water element to go with the flow of life is through your individuality, that second chakra. When we birth something new, again, that might be you went to school and now you're graduated and you got a job. That could be that, or it could be birthing of an idea, or it could be actual real birthing. Again, identity. You may be a mother, but we're not just mothers if you're a woman, or a father if you're a man. It's, again, it's all different. It's all different. It's anything. There's no limitation. It's like everything's interchangeable. But when you're a loner, it's like because you're taught that you're not like that you can't trust yourself or the environment. So it's just easier to be by yourself because those same karmic themes keep playing out. Like I said, we're not just a mother or a father. We can be anything and everything, and we could be 10, like that just is one hat that we wear. We can be, healer, we can be a gymnastic, like a gymnast, we can be like, it doesn't matter. Like a pie baker, it doesn't matter, but we wear many different hats. You didn't have any hats because, again, of the way that you were raised. You were raised to be made to feel as if there was something wrong with you. So your energy continually went towards pleasing other people to give up your power. It's like as if you were unworthy and you live from that level where spirit says it's like now this is why we got to go and take bold action, go into like go into, the future, and know that, yeah, like have like stand your ground. It's time to like take out those blockages, really take yourself out of those chains that bind. Find your gifts. You found your gifts, again, because you're on your path and you're determined, you found your gifts and you're giving, again, your gifts. You're sharing them, no matter what it is that you're doing. You can be anything. You could be influencer you on social media, or you could actually be like like a plumber or electrician, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you found your gifts because you said, I am taking my energy back. It's like, and I'm putting it into myself. And so those shadows and fragmented pieces that you thought were broken, Spirit's saying, no, they were just undeveloped because someone else was utilizing your energy. You were living from a lower self, not from your true self, not from your higher self. Again, so dance goes with that second chakra, again, going with the flow of life, feeling the rhythm, being led. And resilience, obviously, like having to be around people that have kept suppressing you and oppressing you and making you feel bad. Look how far you've come. Look how resilient you are. That's what everybody's seeing. They're like, wow, you're determined. There's nothing going to stop you. And there's nothing that's going to stop you. Again, the oppression is stopping. I told you this energy was there. I told you we're going to keep you down. We're going to utilize your energy for what we want. And that's what the karmic thought too. Again, as if you were unworthy. Again, like you're not good enough. So spirit says, yeah, it's time to again bust those chains, and like stand your ground, at this point, because these people are going to want to hold you back. But again, you have gifts to give, you have purpose. So you tap into that gift of resilience that I gave you a long time ago, is what Spirit's saying, because things are going to get a little rocky. Because you're creating waves, waves that are like and no one knows how to swim. They were relying on you to come out in your boat with your life preservers like you always do, or actually get in the water and give your life preserver away and help this person up as you almost drown. This is what they wanted. Well, that just kind of slid out, and I feel like I have to take it. But I didn't pick one, so I feel like now I have to pick one because I always believe that there's no mistakes, but I wanted to pick one. So we're gonna do all three. So listen, huh? The spirit is always right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, spirit says, yeah, don't make me, I don't make mistakes. Just because you didn't pick it doesn't mean that it was wrong. It's again being true. This is what your mission is. Spirit says, this is why you went through all this bullshit. You know, that's the Scorpio. You know, that the spirit saying says, be true to yourself and others. Remove your mask and stop creating illusions. Have confidence in who you are and reveal the good in yourself. Do not need to hide or prove anything to anyone, um, or anything. And replace shame with the power of love and truth. So you had shame. The people that you grew up with, they shamed you for, again, whatever the imbalance was, made you feel as if you were less than, made you feel unworthy. You gave up your power. And then that's why this person came in and thought that you were going to do the same, being true. And the spirit says, and to give yourself the joy. It's time for you to be like a child. You didn't have childhood. Again, you were the fixer, you were the healer, you were a wounded healer. Spirit says, be like childlike. Discover the joy and the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in the magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest of joys is a great source of light. Well, a lot of times if you were oppressed and felt like you were less than, and as a child, I feel like you looked outside yourself and said, what is success? And you tried to emulate other people that were successful, which meant that you had to have whatever they had. So the possessions, you thought that it was the things that made it, where really Spirit says the kingdom of heaven's inside of you. So you always have to honor yourself, love yourself, be true to yourself. Spirit says, I don't make mistakes. I said the voice of being true to yourself. And again, have joy because there was no childhood. You have to reparent yourself. This is the time. And it's again, the voice of the heart is what I picked, which is I silence the fear in me and discover the voice of my heart. The fruit of these words guides me. I trust the song of my soul. My intuition leads me on the right path. So it's again being true to yourself and listening to your heart and knowing like if it's not in alignment, it doesn't mean that you can't love. You can love these people from a distance, but while you're in the process of trying to manifest, they can't be in your life because they are not capable of being happy for you because they haven't done their healing. I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.